I'm Jimmy Anti.
And I'm Dagan Michelle.
And this is
Dagan
and Jimmy are.
Dagan and Jimmy are in the fucking green room.
Yes, we are. And today we are back with our special guest from season 14 of RuPaul's Drag Race, Daya Betty.
Okay, I have a question. If we're in the green room, why is there no green? Oh my god. Oh my god. All my jewels are falling off my shirt.
Cheap.
Period.
Cheap. Sweatshop labor.
One of my favorite memories about Dagan was at the show where she comes off the stage and stubs her toe so hard that it split her toe open, and she was gushing blood out of her little.
Was that at the complex?
Out of her little.
No, okay. So the first time,
listen,
the first time it happened was at the complex. It was like anytime I took an edible, I would literally come off stage and somehow I would slice the side of my toe off and like bleed out. And it happened several times.
Yeah. I remember that happening to you several times.
Like, stop wearing open-toed shoes in drag because you think your toes are cute. Because you know me, I will literally go in on a queen. I hate when I see, like, if you're wearing an open-toed shoe and then you have tights covering your entire foot.
That was kind of like an unbespoke rule in our drag community.
Yeah,
in Springfield, like, no one did that.
You don't. Glue a toenail on your tight.
But for a while there, it really was like nobody was going to even be close to it.
Or get your toes
like
done.
Things that are... Because we all had like a different era, I guess, that we came from. We kind of created our own subculture because we all fused together. But there were still like just like unspoken rules that the entire drag community. I thought I was just gonna puke.
Just black fishnets.
Okay, yes, I remember this. Yeah, with holes specifically.
You had to rip
like
holes.
I remember, I specifically bought black fishnets from Party City.
So you could rip them
off of Campbell.
Amazon personally.
And we'd go home and start ripping them up.
Everyone will remember this.
Yes.
There was a show that got rebooked like 3 times because the drag queen kept canceling.
Oh yes,
but everyone
for good reason.
Everyone in Springfield was so excited to see Aquaria.
A Rue girl.
Because we didn't get a lot of videos in Springfield.
Like
this is like one of the first.
She was clearly the front runner on season 10, and season 10 was currently airing.
Yes.
And we were all
hungry.
We were young drag queens, so we were very excited. We were so invested in Aquaria.
Oh, I'm still invested in Aquaria. I'm obsessed.
Obviously.
I love
you, Aquaria.
I love her.
Okay, well, now we're about to read her a little bit because
you're about to read her. She's going to come out.
Yeah, you can read her.
Let me read a little bit because we were so excited. We would literally were like crafting, hand making outfits just because we wanted to dress up to go see Aquaria. And it's
so you guys weren't booked?
It's the day. No, I wasn't booked.
I was booked.
I
wasn't booked. I don't think.
Me? Oh my God, no. Me, you and Lux were booked.
I don't remember who.
Me, you and Lux were booked.
I don't think Lux was booked. Me and Lux were not booked, but like maybe you, Crystal, and Betty were booked.
I was booked in that. I remember that.
But either way, Lux and I were making outfits.
When Pheromone thought I was Crystal.
Making outfit.
Sorry.
Alexa.
Off.
Lux and I were making looks
to attend the show.
Right.
So it's the day of, and we're still crafting our looks.
Oh my God.
It gets to be like the afternoon of the show where we're going to start getting in drag in like 2 hours.
Also the group chat.
And they announced
for that.
On the 3rd date of the Aquaria show.
The day of.
What year was this? Like 20...
This was like when season 10 was airing.
Oh, 17.
They announced that Aquaria was not going to be able to make it.
Yes.
And
Yes.
we had been working on these outfits. We were so excited.
Oh. Thinking about it now, it's so funny. But back then, it was like, we were like, what? Like, we hadn't met Aquaria.
No.
Like, we were so excited.
We're like, nobody's going to come. Everyone's going to boycott.
Springfield immediately went from being like, yes, we can't wait to see Aquaria, to Aquaria, you are fucking worthless, and Springfield is gonna be without you.
That is not even true.
Daya is frightened because she is. When this episode comes out, Daya's gonna be working with Aquaria.
No, I'm an Aquaria stan, and I have always been an Aquaria
you know what,
stan.
Aquaria, Daya was not saying those things when you didn't show up in Springfield.
No, that's not true. No, Daya, okay, hear me out. Daya and I were booked in the show, so Daya and I are in this group chat where everyone's like,
I'm already getting
freaking
ready, so
out.
I'm going out.
No, literally, we didn't, like, Daya and I remember, like, our mentality, we were like, we don't give a fuck, we're still going.
No, we were going.
Also, we were like, okay.
I was just ready to go like get drunk.
And no tea. It was no tea, no shade.
Literally.
No tea, no shade. It was literally like we were fully like, okay, Aquaria's not going to be there, so we'll make more money, and we did.
Well, not even that, but I remember after that had been announced, we still, as our own like drag tribe,
Huge turnout.
Yes,
we
it
were
was
like
great.
posting to our stories, being like, you know what? Yes, Aquaria's not going to be there, but guess what? Daya Betty's going to be there.
Yeah.
Dig and Michelle's going to be there. Jimmy Anti's going to be there. All of us are going to be there. Come hang out. And you know what? That night was probably one of the busiest nights.
Oh, and it was so much fun. With or without Aquaria.
And I got so lit off my ass that night.
Same.
Yeah.
That night was.
I remember being in a bus driver wig and a sequin costume that Moosh made me twirling around in the orthopedic heels on stage.
We both lived in Sherwood Village, a little apartment complex. Generally, it's like college students.
It's literally almost all.
Oh my God! Remember the trans girl I was fucking that lived downstairs from me?
Well,
I just remembered that. I'm sorry.
I went back with you after the Aquaria show to your apartment. I think maybe like Lux.
I think I came
Dagan
over.
was there too.
Didn't I smoke you guys up?
Yeah. And then that was right when I started getting really Brooke Candified. And I remember I want to take photos like Brooke Candy, so I took my shirt off.
We went in my roommate's shower.
Yeah.
Which is not a cute shower. This is a college apartment complex shower. Like cheap, like one of those plastic inserts, like to make a shower.
Yeah.
So cheap, ugly shower. It's a shower.
I mean, very similar to the shower I had growing up, but yes.
Well, yes. But it was nothing fancy.
No.
Right, not at all.
It was definitely not picture.
Landlord special.
Right.
And we were drunk.
Yeah.
Lit. I was probably, there was probably a lot of things happening.
Were drunk.
We should
Insert them now.
We should pop one of them in here. At the time, that it was so sickening.
I'm glad I knew.
No, I posted one.
You did not.
We went outside afterwards and took some on your patio. Remember that, your little balcony? And I did post that one. It's archived on my
Okay, well, we can look at
No,
it.
you didn't post the ones in the shower because
I didn't post the shower
because
ones.
they're bad pics. Like from a drag perspective, yes, it's bad.
It's like when you and Lux were filming the Rain on Me video in her shower, and it just like you had to stop. I know, but when you got wet and your lashes came off at that, like the end of it, it's like that. Like I would never go in a shower with the intention of taking pictures.
At the time, we were just fucking around and having fun.
Fair. Yes.
And I was like, I feel
Also not thinking
I want
about
to take sexy photos. I'm drunk. I feel fun. Let's do it.
Well, I remember we felt that way, and then you looked at the picture,
And I was like,
and you
ew.
delete those. You have to delete them.
Yeah.
And I said,
I probably said something cunty, and guess what? She still has them on her phone.
Delete it, fat.
Anyway, even though despite everyone like being a lot of people in Springfield were really anti-mask and stuff during the lockdown. I'm glad I was specifically in Springfield at that time because digital drag, I felt like I had the world at my fingertips because I could be filming downtown and like the community just didn't care because it was a college town and like I just remember like we would literally drive down by the what is it called, the power plant area under the bridge.
Oh my God, yes.
And we would set up colorful lights. I had like a generator
Rain on me,
in my
soon
car.
on me. Yeah.
We'd plug in our lights, our ring lights.
Yep.
Well, we'd plug in our ring lights and a fun, like pink light we got from Walmart.
Right. Yeah.
And we would film our digital drag content. And thinking about that now, I would feel so weird just going into like an alleyway and setting up basically a production.
Yeah, because you don't have to film another audition tape.
We were making one of those Get Dusted movies, and Dagan and I were making.
That's true.
We were making Dagan's video, and I needed a clip from all of you, and we dropped off some prop at your house. And we hadn't seen each other in a long time, so we didn't want
The beauty killer video.
We walked. We went on a walk.
When I spiked your insulin.
It was just such a weird time. We literally walked around your neighborhood.
Yeah, when I lived in Beverly.
Yeah, to catch up.
And I brought you that mason jar of your insulin that I spiked
remember that.
when I choked Crystal and scalped Lux.
But it was like we looked for opportunities that it was like okay to like.
Oh my God!
Yeah. And like, well, we're making this video, so we like have to see each other.
Like I was like, I need drone footage for my digital drag videos. I need to be driving around in a car.
We had no access and a lot of access at the same time. People that had just random talents that we didn't have that would help us.
Or like a garage we could borrow.
Yeah, like
a swimming pool we could borrow.
Yeah.
A scooter we could borrow.
At least I remember.
A baseball bat. Like the stupidest shit we could find
You
it.
did a lot of things for yourself though.
Like self-sufficient.
Yeah, I was the helper. Like I was the making shit happen.
Okay, but if you think about it too, though, like there were nobody that had 3 other sisters. like the Get Dusted girls, like the 4 of us. Like we were a 4 unit. Everyone else was like their own queen.
Literally.
You know?
The 4 of you did have like we
were a house.
And we actually all spent time together.
Yes, we did.
It wasn't just drag. You know how, like, hey, Dagan, can I borrow that Bacala cover up?
Yeah,
and not give it back? Hey, I'm just kidding. Hey, Jimmy, you know, like, do you want to borrow this wig tonight? I know you need a black wig and you've worn the same one 3 times. Like, we did that. Well, we never shared
contact lenses.
Eye contact lenses.
And
some girls
which is
did.
fine. Which is because, girl, 3 people would be sharing the same pair of contacts in one night.
Okay,
I'm talking like one in one person's eye, one in the other.
Also, one thing.
Swap for different numbers. Are you wearing it for the first number? Because I'll wear it for the second.
Oh, I've got a heavy bang, so I only need one. Like,
right. Coordinate.
Or like earrings and hair, glitter, like to hide the lace. Like, okay, let's unpack where I'm coming from.
You should try that sometime.
Glitter to hide the lace.
No, that's literally that's the era I come from. Like when I started, I was 17, pretending to be 21.
Oh no, this. There was a drag queen at the time. I don't believe that they do drag any longer. Summer Cruise.
I love you. Oh my god, I miss
favorite
Summer.
thing.
I miss Summer.
Because I had a crazy
dream about her.
We were back in 2019, and so I literally sent her a message.
Girl, she was not around in 2019.
Yes, yeah,
she was.
19.
It was right around Crystal getting on Drag Race. Yes, it was.
Okay, so and I sent her a message, and so I was like, oh my god, I don't know if you even still get on this account. Like I didn't hear back, so I don't think she does.
Right. Rest in peace, Summer Cruise.
Like, I'm just thinking of you, and I hope that your life is going well.
Bailey.
She lives in Denver.
Period.
Zach, right?
With Zach, they're still together.
Cute.
I'm so happy. Like I don't care that you're not doing drag, but I'm just.
And her sister used to work at the salon I used to work
I
at.
feel like we were drag sisters, so
yes.
to this day, I'm like, I hope you're doing well.
Well, and one of my favorite memories,
it's like being sorority sisters.
100%.
It's like a lifelong.
It's a sorority.
Yeah.
And do you remember the night?
Like house bunny
we went
sorority.
to. I don't remember if
You're
I
the
was
girl
in the
that's
show.
like, I'm gonna go drop off some logs at the pool.
That's you, girl.
Natalie.
I'm Catherine McPhee. I'm the pregnant one.
I don't know. What's that?
House bunny.
House bunny.
She's the Emma Stone.
Can you blow into this?
She's. And then the thing blows up her skirt. And she's like, "Shut vagina,
Mr. Pooter."
I love that movie.
We have to watch that later.
Yeah.
I'd say Tanner is Anna Faris as a boy.
No, actually,
as a boy.
Oh,
It's
yes.
him. Smiley face. That is Tanner. Okay, so do you remember the night? And this will live at rent free forever. We were downstairs. We all styling wigs. Okay, you remember when the Marcel wave was like the trend, baby?
Yeah.
That was like a huge thing, and everyone was trying to do Marcel waves, whatever. And I remember specifically.
You were the wig girl of Springfield.
At the time, yeah, and I wasn't even good, but I did a lot of wigs.
Yeah.
And that's saying something.
You were
That
the
is
hair girl.
Springfield. No,
the bald girl being good at wigs. Like,
But
how?
I
did she do it?
remember-
Crystal had better hair, but she was buying it from other people.
Not even.
I did.
No, stop. No. I'm going to cut you off right there. Crystal was buying Webster wigs, which at the time
They popped up.
They
I
popped
had a
up because she
Webster
spent
wig.
money on them. I was styling. I will literally insert a clip of Crystal on a fucking like Barbie Jeep where it's like a mint green wig that I fucked up and she thought it looked so good. But I literally, it was like bone straight and then just like curly on the end. Or I like made a huge blonde wig.
Got the big
part of fun.
orange and like yellow that she got from
That was
Sarah Andrews.
That was
1-800 wig takeout.
Okay, but
That was
when
fun.
the wig styling trend was like a thing, and everyone was trying to kind of outstyle each other's
Yes.
That girl.
wigs.
Yes.
You were that girl.
But I remember Summer Cruise showing up, and she had this huge blonde wig, and it looked great on, but you could tell it was heavy as fuck. Like you could tell that it was like ripping her neck back, you know? But I remember going up to her, and I genuinely wanted to know, but also me being a little shady.
What's
being
inside
like,
of this wig?
How the fuck, what in the fuck did you do to make this wig so big? And she goes, well, there's 3 washcloths.
A pair of sweatpants, pantyhose.
No, she's like, there's 3 washcloths, multiple Target bags wadded up, and I think a pair of socks.
Yeah.
That is Springfield drag.
That is.
And you know what, bitch? She performed on the stage and nothing fell out of that wig.
It stayed on.
It stayed on.
I love it because it's like people who have that was so Springfield drag. You're so inspired by other people, but like
You're doing whatever.
You don't know how to do it.
No, you don't know how to do it, but you're like, I want huge hair. What
Right.
do I have? Like,
What makes it big?
How am I going to literally make it this tall?
And it wasn't even like a double stack. It was fully just
one
like
wig.
her putting it underneath the teased hair.
I know immediately.
You know
what you're talking about, and it didn't look.
Were you there? You were there that night.
Well, I know the hair because it was like a.
And she used it.
It was a long.
She used it.
Yes, and I also know that you.
She did her Marianne and Wanda. She did that in that hair.
Oh my god.
Best of
I really miss
friends.
her.
Earl had to die.
She was one of those drag queens that like I was excited to see every
Same.
week. If she was in a show,
Same.
I was excited for her to be in the show.
Oh my God, stop. Who was the bitch that would do Taylor Swift and walked on her ankles?
Eliza Deception.
Yes!
A fun fact about Eliza Deception.
I would eat her ass.
When she left Missouri, she left Missouri, I think right before the pandemic.
Didn't she give you all her makeup?
She gave me all her makeup because she wasn't going to do drag when she moved to California.
Yeah.
And that is the makeup I took to Drag Race.
Yeah.
Was the makeup that I had stockpiled from
and you
her.
still have
Eliza
it.
Deception?
Because I went through it.
You created Daya Betty's makeup.
You
kit.
funded my Drag Race makeup kit.
And she
really
still
did.
has it because I've went through
That
it.
cream, I use this one specific cream palette before I powder things down. If I do like a big eye or anything.
Mm-hmm.
That cream palette that I use for my lips, I've used it ever since.
I love it.
Summer Cruise, or not Summer Cruise, ever since
Eliza Deception.
Eliza
Her
Deception.
2016 titty
Another
contour.
one of our sisters that I have to bring up from
Corke.
Corke.
Love you, Cora.
Lucy Goosey.
Lucy Goosey.
Lucifer at the time.
Yeah.
Lucifer. Springfield has a new Lucifer I've seen.
Okay, see, but she ain't the OG.
Nom made it. Nom made it.
Nom.
Bon me.
Yes.
Nom.
Tsunami.
Tsunami at the time.
Formerly known. We need to take an insurance policy out on this next one.
Yeah. Sue. The
Icon.
formerly known as Tsunami.
Tsunami, yes.
She is making.
Killing it in the fashion
literally
game.
making all kinds of cool things.
She's made stuff for Demi Lovato.
She's made things. Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah, tons.
Beyonce.
Lotto.
She was for.
She made the headpiece for Beyonce's Dubai performance. Like,
Love
legend.
Tsunami.
She's amazing, and she actually made my first episode where I get eliminated. My magician's outfit that I wore.
Period.
Interview your like podcast panel dress.
Yeah, the lime neon green one.
That I've worn. But
Yes, it's a family dress.
love that.
She was a staple. She
For sure.
did drag for a long time.
And she loved drag.
Loved.
was always at shows. Was
Always in drag, even if she wasn't booked. And I'm like, that is
I love her so
dedication.
much. To this day, like I was saying, like it's like a sorority. Like
Totally.
when I see a new project that she's been working on, I feel the pride. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that's my sister.
It's cool seeing
Cool
these
stuff.
queer people that we've had relationships out in the world in different places and being successful. And it's like, you know what? You came from the same place that we came from.
Right.
And we're all out here being successful in our own ways. And I don't want to say survived Springfield because that's not a thing.
No.
But like we got out of a place that probably was not good for us in certain ways.
Yeah.
Okay, my favorite, I just always love Mia Gunn. Mia
Mia Gunn Mornay.
If a show,
Love Mia Gunn
if
Mornay.
a show had no
And
one,
Claire Jacobs, because they are a pair. And them together, a fucking
They're
pie.
iconic.
You know how
We would always book them and get
how
dusted
those,
together.
like, all those
Features.
shows,
Yes.
Claire and Mia.
That'd
Need
be
a show.
amazing.
They need a show.
Like,
Mia Gunn was one of the nicest queens in Springfield.
Literally the sweetest.
Literally, like there was
And she can paint with an eyebrow ring. Do you ever see that? You're like,
She can paint with an eyebrow
You're
ring.
like, when you think of how does a queen do brow cover with an eyebrow ring, she
does it.
fucking does it, bitch.
She does. I love
like-
Mia Gunn. I want to. Does she have merch? I want to Mia.
She
Gunn.
does on Martha's Vineyard's Facebook page.
Is it a T-shirt?
Yes.
Bo Deluxe, who hosts Bless, is a really fun like club kid drag thing performer. He's been hosting shows, and I think he really embodies like what we were doing with Get Dusted, but like today. Jolene,
Jolene, the queen.
Jolene is so.
That's at
talented.
Jolene the queen.
She always played the villain in a
Okay.
bunch of productions at the Little Theater. So she's like a performer.
Okay.
Like understands performance to a degree.
Sure.
That a lot of beginning drag queens don't. And she's been doing drag for years now. But she just has like a seriously developed skill as a performer that a lot of drag queens anywhere, not just in Springfield, don't have. And she really gives me like
Why'd you look at me when you said that?
well, she really gives me like her drag character is a super villain.
Love.
She's always going to be the drag villain.
I love that.
She does a Sue Sylvester,
Okay.
which is iconic. It's so good.
Okay.
Never been done before.
Love Jolene. Who are some Springfield girls that you love and look up to that are still doing it in the scene?
Well, Mia Gunn
Right.
is like my number one. And I'm a poet and I didn't know it. I also love Claire Jacobs. I have always been really drawn to
fucking Jacobs.
And what I loved so much about Claire Jacobs is she did it on her own terms. She didn't do drag because it was like popular or like things were popping off. No,
especially
she did drag
at
when
her
she
home bar.
wanted to.
Like we were talking about.
Especially at her home bar, going against the grain and being weird and quirky and fun. And
like she was doing weirder stuff, things that like, didn't necessarily have to have a meaning. My favorite thing is she would literally spray paint everything and you would know when she's coming because her fragrance, honey, it was spray paint.
Icon.
She had a fresh look on.
I mean, honey, she had Ace Hardware all over and it was sickening. And she turned it out.
She did drag.
Yeah, and
you know what? She always, even if she wasn't booked at Get Dusted, or if she was,
she would come out.
Actively booked at Martha's. Like
she'd come out.
She had her own show.
Yes.
And she was not booked in Get Dusted.
Right.
She would walk halfway
in a look.
Town,
in a look.
Yeah. She'd come and say hi.
Before she went on. Before she went on at her home bar.
Or she'd come over after. She would just always make a point of supporting and being kind. And
she was always so sweet.
When I'm in Springfield, I love seeing her.
Yeah.
She's so
I ran into her at Five Below once.
Dakin, who are your Springfield girls holding it down?
I'm going to say Lakeisha Dior Diamond.
She's an amazing performer.
She literally, I think she was like 16. She was like 16 in high school and knew about us, knew about the Get Dusted girls.
I remember she knew drag, she was following drag, she wanted to do drag. She would literally post, way before she wanted to do drag, she would post about how she wanted to do drag one day. And
she loves drag.
Oh my God, I love seeing her because she is beautiful.
She is.
And I love seeing it because it reminds me of how fulfilling it is to finally be able to
go on stage.
Realize.
You guys know me. Okay, we can get into it a little bit. Cliff notes. I hate going out. I'm over it.
Yeah.
I'm old. And there is something I miss about going out to the shows where we're from because they were smaller, but those fucking places were packed.
And you'd run into people that you'd run into every weekend.
Yes.
And it was just like a big group of friends.
And it's familiar.
And people that you would have beef with, you know what? The beef would be squashed by the end of the night.
But just like thinking.
Or it would be intensified and it would carry on to the next Friday.
Right.
Regardless of the situation or whatever, or however long time goes on or what's transpired, that place will always, I will always have love for that. And
of course, I mean, they're a staple in the queer community.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I think our feelings are always going to be complex as queer people because obviously, just like everybody else, we have conflict with other people. But at the end of the day, as we are all going through the same thing in this place, people get in disagreements and people have that's just human nature. Yeah. But because we're queer people, there is a level of respect and reverence that we can still have for each other, even if we disagree about different things. So I will say that everybody who has ever done drag in any way in Springfield, Missouri, I have so much respect for you.
Yes.
Because just
getting up there and doing that.
Stepping out on the streets of downtown Springfield in drag is scary. It's an act of protest. It's an act of queerness.
Yes.
And to bring that to that part of the world, I have so much respect for you.
Same.
Totally.
I felt the way that you have felt.
Yep.
And no matter who you are or what catty history we may or may not have had in the past,
I will never forget where I came from because that is truly who made me who I am as as we know Daya Betty today. And it will always be something that is very important to me. And as much as you want to say I'll never go back to Missouri or I'll never go back to where I'm from, when I'm there, I am home.
Yeah.
And that sounds so cheesy to say, but when I'm there, I am comfortable.
It's a very complicated feeling.
I hate it and love it at the same time, but it's family. It's
and
truly
I there, and I never want to go again at
the same time. I want parts of Springfield here in Chicago, certain things. I want. Now I don't go out unless I'm generally getting paid for it because it is work for me, and I have fun going out, and that's great. But back in those days, I would go out just to go out and stunt and go out with my friends and go out and have a good time. And I was in college and I wanted to think about something other than school at the time. And I miss that. I miss being able to go out on a Friday night with my friends. I just miss having those nights where I was excited to go thrift a look.
Yep.
And
throw it together.
I knew I was going to see Cora, and she's probably going to be drinking Fireball in the corner.
And you're going to steal some.
And I'm going to go steal some with her. And then there's Dig, and she's going to be up on stage while Chris is outside smoking, and then Jimmy's trying to hold Lex's hair while she's puking in the bathroom. The chaos of the nights that we had are something that I will
And
always
those little things you're
cherish.
talking about, like those little familiarities that like aren't small things, but they happened frequently. And
Yeah.
All the
those
time.
are the little things that you're like, oh my god, I miss that so much.
Yeah,
Bar.
Taco Bell after the bar,
And like,
throwing up in
Steak and
Lex's
Shake.
driveway.
Taco Bell or Steak and Shake.
Steak and Shake, the one off.
oh,
Flintstone.
y'all were those faggots.
Oh baby, I got that.
We could probably
that melt, patty melt.
I think we could probably talk about Springfield for
Too
hours
long.
and hours and hours, and we've been talking forever.
For sure.
But
You're gonna hate having to go through and edit all
I think
this.
this is going to be a doozy. But thank you so much for coming
Totally.
and
Yes.
chatting with us on camera.
Thanks
do
for
it
being
again.
here.
Yeah, you'll have to come and do it again, and I'm sure it'll be
Only if you can pay my booking fee.
well. It was nice knowing you.
Right. Do you accept Snapple Pay?
Snapple Pay.
Do you have any thoughts in summation? Where can we follow you? Where can people buy your merch? Like, what do you need to promote?
Yeah, okay, well, I'll be, I don't know when this is coming out. I'll be in Vegas from April till the beginning of July, and then I hop immediately on to Work the World until like the end of November. So you can catch me somewhere near you, hopefully soon.
You're going to be literally all over the world.
All over the world. Drag is all over the world, whether you like it or not. It sounded like we were dogging on Springfield a little bit, but at the end of the day, like Springfield is truly home, and
Only I can hate her like that.
right. It's like with my sisters. Only
Yep.
I can read my
Only I
sister.
can read her down like
Yeah.
that because I've lived it and I know it.
Exactly.
And there's respect and love there.
Totally.
So,
And all the girls that currently live there, like, I think y'all, like you said, holding down the fort, like, it's needed, especially now. And I am so glad we do still have a community
literally
there.
braver than the troops.
Truly.
Proud of you.
Queen and Spring- or-
Proud of you.
period.
Love you. Respect you.
Where can we follow you, Dagan?
You can follow me at Dagan Michelle on everything. And if you don't know how to spell that, then pick up a dictionary.
Daya.
Pick up the Satanic Bible.
You?
My Instagram is just at Daya Betty.
Me though. So you can follow me at Jimmy Anton.
Yes.
What's my Instagram handle?
DUMB.
CUNT.
CUNT. That is dumb cunt on Instagram.
I'm going to change my
If you are
handle now.
confused, it is just dumb.cunt on Instagram.
Cunt with a capital K.
And Jimmy Antaz is gutter.whore. Gutter whore?
Prostitution junkie whore.
Her grandma was making that account, and she was like, Grandma, that is going to be my username. Give that over to me.
Well, and I snatched it straight from her.
Snatching wigs and passwords.
This has been a Midwest goodbye. Like we've tried to goodbye like 5 times.
Bitch, we're still in the Midwest. Are you kidding? We live in the Midwest
We're
right
in the
now.
north.
So, bye for real, everyone.
Bye. I'm
Thanks for
Dagan
joining
Michelle.
us.
I'm Dagan Michelle.
Hashtag gay.
Okay, but we need to sign off. I'm Dagan.
sign off.
I'm Dagan. I'm Jimmy, and this has been Dagan and Jimmy in the Green Room. You make us do that every time.
Okay, do it.
Okay, so I'm gonna say I'm Dagan Michelle. You're gonna say I'm Daya Betty. You're gonna say I'm Jimmy Anti, and then
do
you'll
it.
say I'm Dagan Michelle.
I'm Daya Betty.
Jimmy Anti.
And this has been Dagan and Jimmy are in the Green Room
with Daya Betty.
with Do a Booty.